It's the 1st of August in 1984 in the Cheshire countryside, and here a peat cutter is tasked with the simple job of keeping debris from the fields. He picks up what he believes is a piece of wood and throws it away from the peat, only to discover a strange object falls out from it. He looks upon it and sees what he believes is the remains of a human leg. After further investigation, more remains were found, and the body in question was dated back over 2,000 years ago. It became one of the UK's most significant archaeological finds. It became known as the Lindow Man. From the remains, they were able to find out everything from the man's height, his weight, his diet, his status, and how he came to a most gruesome and unfortunate end. But how are researchers able to find out so much about the man? And how does this relate to Saddleworth? And why do discoveries like these face an imminent risk? Now the answer to all of these is simple: the peat. Now the peatlands are a living history of the landscape. They are crucial natural archives of human activity. Their waterlogged, oxygen-poor conditions are perfect for storing archaeological evidence. They're able to preserve organic materials like wood and leather, or in this case, human remains. Now, because peat contains so little oxygen, materials such as these do not rot, they don't decay. They can be stored for hundreds or thousands of years perfectly. And people buried within the peat become naturally mummified, preserved with soft tissue and sometimes even clothing. They are known as bog bodies, and they provide invaluable insight into ancient life, from health, diet, lifestyle and ritual. Now the Lindow Man, they were able to find incredible detail about the person. They were able to discover that the man was in his 20s, was around 5'8", weighed approximately 64 kilograms. He was healthy and well built. Now his fingernails were manicured, which suggests that the man was of high status. Now his body was so well preserved they were even able to find out the last meal he ate before he died. Now unfortunately for the Lindow Man, he died a brutal death. He was struck twice on the top of the head with a heavy narrow-bladed object, possibly an axe. He was then strangled with a thin cord that was tied tightly around his neck and twisted, breaking his neck vertebrae. His throat was then cut. His body was then placed face down in a pool within the bog. Now this is just one example of how important the peatlands are for archaeological preservation. In Britain alone, alongside human remains, a whole host of fascinating finds have been discovered, from weapons, pottery to wooden trackways, to even more extraordinary objects such as a Roman toilet seat, the world's oldest boxing glove, and the oldest handwritten letter that was written by a woman. Now, across the UK, the peatlands cover around 12% of the land, and not only do they hold the secret of Britain's past, but they're also crucial for climate regulation. But all of this is at risk, and it's estimated that over 22,000 archaeological sites could be in danger. Now, climate change is drying out the peatlands. Once the soil dries, oxygen enters the system, triggering decomposition. And when that happens, artifacts that have survived for millennia can quickly rot away. Now, unfortunately, excavating these sites would cost hundreds of millions and take decades, and by which time many of these sites could already be damaged. We risk losing a huge part of our history before we even know it exists. Now here in Saddleworth, where the moorlands are known for their haunting past and foreboding beauty, peatlands here date up to 9,000 years old. Now local historian Ammon Wrigley believed that Saddleworth's ancient past remained hidden beneath the peat, waiting to be discovered. And unfortunately, if that is the case, then time is running out.